Hello and welcome back to Stampin Squirrels. Today I'm going to do a Christmas project with you because we are going nuts for Christmas. So this is a Christmas seasonal project and I'm going to be using the triangle bundle. Love this, it's so useful, not just for Christmas, but it can make some really interesting shapes, particularly if you've ever tried doing the triangle sort of scrappy card method, that kind of thing. But we're going to be doing this and using them as Christmas trees. And I've taken a modern contemporary sort of look for this Christmas card, and we're going to be using some of the new in colours, Magenta Madness, Just Jade, etc. and I'm going to be doing Balmy Blue. And just to hold it up so you can see some of the you can see that it's a layered card. We're going to be making a couple of snowy hills and then a bit of sponging just around here in the background to give it that kind of aura, that glow of winter. So yeah, triangle bundle has these corresponding triangle dies, and we're going to be using these two dies to make the two trees. Here they're stitched, give a really great size, and I've got a couple of contraband sort of angle dies here that we're going to be using to do the snow hills and so on, to make the sort of the texture of the card. So let's get started. What do you need to make the card? Okay, so you need a card base. This one measures 4 1/8 by 5 7/8 as a card base, and it's just subtly been run through the textured embossing folder, if you can see that, to give it that lovely kind of textured base. So you need that. You need a piece of white card that measures 5 13/16 by 2 1/4, and then another piece that measures 5 13/16 by 1 1/4, and we're going to be using these to make our snowy hills. And then you just need a piece of scrap white, which you're going to be stamping your trees on, and some other bits and bobs if you choose to put them on there. Okay, so let's get started. Well, the first thing that I want to do really is cut out my hills. So I'm going to bring back these two pieces here, and you just need to make sure that they're sort of opposites. So I'm going to have this one going like this, and then this piece going like this, and then I can lay them on top of each other. So I'm just going to go away now and cut those out, and then I'll come straight back. Okay. So I've got my two pieces now cut out, and what I want to do next is I want to do a bit of sponging on the card. So I want to create this kind of misty moonlight kind of reflection of the snow here at the background. I'm going to do that with a bit of sponging, as I said. So I use these latex sponging when I do it. They're super soft, and it just gives me just the right kind of texture that I'm looking for when I'm sponging. It's the Balmy Blue that I'm going to be using. If I bring the card base back, and it might be helpful if I just scored that quickly to give it a nice sharp crease. So we've just done that. And if I layer these two pieces of card now onto the card base, you can see that I kind of want to create an arc. If I bring this one back so you can see, I want a kind of an arc just here where I want the glow to be. So I'm kind of know that this is, I'm just going to keep my finger there, put that to one side. This is where my hill, my snowy hill, will start. So I'm going to dab in, and I'm going to dab off in here. Less is more. You can always add, but once you've put too much on, you can't take it away. I'm going to start below the line of where the snowy hill top starts, because that will get rid of most of your colour. And then I can come up like this, gentle circular motions, really, really light, because I want this to be a really light glow. Gentle circular motions to create my kind of semicircle of blue. Now, you can do this at home. You could use a bath sponge, you could use a makeup sponge, or you may have Stampin' Up finger daubers, which I also have. You can use any of those things and just tap it really lightly into a blue. But what I would say again is try and just start below the line or where it's hidden and work up, because like I said, you can't take it away once you've started, and you just gentle rolling circular motions, really light touch. So that's good. I'm kind of happy with that. That's just right. So I'm just going to pop that to one side. And I think that next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually just stick these snowy layers down, because we're actually happy with the background. So I'm just going to stick this one on top. Keep forgetting, I can't see very well. And then I'm going to stick this on, and this is just stuck on flat with glue. It's not raised up on dimensionals at all. And then that gives you your snowy hills. All right, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the triangles. So I'm going to bring back my piece of scrap card, and I'm going to take the two triangles that I'm going to use, and for the colours I'm going to be using Just Jade for the green and Magenta Madness. Like I said, this is kind of a modern contemporary take on a Christmas card. It's not necessarily a classic Christmas card, but squirrels are wonderful, squirrels are wonderful, squirrels are wonderful. The green one, and the Magenta Madness. Pop that to one side, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these out with the stitched triangular dies, and I'll come right back. Okay, so I've now stamped those and I've cut them out with the stitched triangular dies. Now if you didn't have the dies it would be okay, because they're a triangle shape. It's pretty easy to just cut those out by hand fussy cutting. And what I've also done is I've taken the stamp and I've just stamped a couple of those to go under the tree trunk. So a little tip with these is there is no die for these, so you can fussy cut them, and it's pretty easy to do. They're a pretty square shape. Depends how you like to fussy cut. I like to fussy cut as if they were cut out with a die and leave a slight white space around the edge. Now with the stump, if you leave a little spare bit at the top, then it gives you something to glue underneath the tree. So I'm just going to fussy cut those out like that, two of those. I've got two tree stumps, and if I bring back my original card, what you can see here is that this tree here is stuck straight down onto the snowy mound, and this one is raised up on dimensionals. So I'm just going to copy that. First of all, I'm going to stick my stump behind the tree. I've got my two trees. I'm going to bring back my card base. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on. So this one I'm going to stick straight onto the mound about here. And this one I'm going to pop onto dimensionals. So I'll just find those. And what I want to do is I want to layer this on top of this one. So I'm just going to find the right position for this. Make sure it's kind of straight. And layer it over the pink one. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to stamp a greeting. Now you can stamp any greeting, any Christmas greeting at all across the bottom. I've picked one that isn't from the tree angle. It's Celebrate the Season. It's just from another Stampin' Up stamp set, but you could pick any Christmas greeting, Happy Christmas, etc. Anything from your stash. And in the Just Jade colour, I'm just going to stamp here at the bottom, Celebrate the Season. Squirrels are wonderful, squirrels are wonderful, squirrels are wonderful. Like that. Pop that away. And the last thing that you really need to do is decorate. So I've got a couple of things that I like to decorate with. These are the adhesive snowflake sequins from Stampin' Up. They're beautiful on this particular card. So we're going to be using some of those. And I'm also going to be using some blue diamantes, and I've forgotten the actual proper name for them. Here they are. Aren't they just gorgeous? So it kind of goes with the colour scheme. So I'm just going to find a couple to go on top. One to go on top of the Christmas tree here, like that. And then I'm going to find a big one to just go on here. And then I'm going to take some of these iridescent white snowflakes and I'm just going to randomly just add these. And if you wanted to, you could pop one on that tree like that. And I might just put a little jewel just in the middle of that one. And then another one maybe here. Okay. And that will do. It's fantastic. So that is my triangle contemporary Christmas card. Pretty easy to do, very effective, super sparkly. Those iridescent snowflakes are just gorgeous, aren't they? Lovely. Hope you enjoy it. Happy Christmas, and thanks for watching Stampin' Squirrels, and we'll see you next time.